Okay, down in here, as you can see, there's a bolt here. This holds your pitman arm, the crank arm for the plunger, to your shaft on the gearbox. And you can see it's splined. If there's any shucking going on, you need to actually get a new bolt, retighten this back up as tight as you can get it. Sometimes it helps to take the torch and kind of heat up around here on the bell crank area and keep tightening and get this so there's no play in it. Like I said, inspect your bearing. And if you got a lot of side play in your plunger, as you can see, this one's tight. If the plunger's kicking back and forth here, see this rail here, there's adjustments. You have to actually get underneath the baler, this rail right here, and there's bolts underneath, and you loosen them up, and you actually take a hammer or pry bar and you actually tap this over, and this will keep the back part of your plunger tight and stop it from kicking back and forth. If you got play up and down, there's shims, as you can see, that go underneath this rail to put under to space this up to keep your plunger tight. And up in the front of the plunger, there's a pin right up here in the front, greasable pin. You want to, as you can see, you see that arm, see it? A little bit of movement in it. Hear that clunking noise? That means that bearing and that pin are loose in the front, need to be replaced. There's also 3 bearings on the bottom of this plunger. If you're taking the plunger out, highly recommended you change the bearings. Just, you know, general rule of thumb, if you're going through all the work to take the plunger out, change the bearings. Look at your rails, make sure they're not bad, warped. You can see on the side here, this baler is actually cleaned up pretty good. You can see the pinion gears, they look good, nice meat on them, they're not razor sharp. There's spacers behind here that you use to adjust to get these 2 gears closer together. And this one here's got a little bit of play, but it's really good shape. The biggest thing is keep track of your springs. Make sure you replace them as needed. Keep the hay cleaned out of the chamber in the winter. And up here in the front, there's a plunger stop, there's the safety stop spring right here. This spring right here is really important and crucial. This spring alone will save you thousands of dollars in repair bills. As you can feel, it's got some tension on it. Some guys will run a heavier spring, not a problem. Put whatever you need to put in there to save you money. And you want to inspect your pins and this linkage that goes all the way down to the needle saddle. And this is just the most important thing on the baler. If this ever jumps time, this part right here will save you thousands of dollars in repair bills and parts. Most critical thing on this square baler is this plunger stop. The rest of it, it matters, makes a difference, but this here is probably the most important. As far as other wear items on the baler, you got common, you have tongue wear, front pieces, but pretty much the structural sound of the baler, it comes all down to is the plunger stop, spring replacement. If I was anybody doing this, I would replace every spring on the baler every few years. But the main one is that plunger stop. Check your oil in your gearboxes. I can't emphasize enough, like I said, just check your tolerances on your chains, your sprockets, and your idlers. Just make sure the chains are tight. If you have any doubts about it, I would change the chains. We have a DVD on how to time the balers. It works great, and it works well for everybody. If you have any questions, you can give us a call. I'm the BALERMAN, Baler Parts and Service, 607-846-5959. You can call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We ship parts on our website's bestbalerparts.com.